Hi, Riona.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, Blake. Hi, AJ. Do you guys have your supplies kit with you today? Did you pick one up last Friday? Yeah. We're going to be using, no, Rihanna? Okay, that's okay. You might just have to watch today or see if you have some of the stuff around because we're going to build a catapult today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with the supplies list so that you can find everything that you need while we wait for people to join us today. So here's the supply list. If you guys have this stuff, you can go ahead and get it. As far as the craft sticks, I'm using like skewers. You could use like chopsticks or pencils if you have those as well. Rubber bands, a small plastic cup. I'm using a K-cup. Oh, I just got water on my computer. I'm using a K-cup and I just like ripped off the top and took everything out of it and then washed it real quick. So if you want to use that. You'll need scissors and a hole punch. If you don't have a hole punch, you can use anything else. You could probably use the scissors to poke a hole in your cup, but you'll need it to make holes. And then something to launch in your catapult. I'm using the cap of a chapstick. You guys can, if you want to go find all those things, we can make the catapult together.
I don't have rubber bands.
You don't have rubber bands? Were they not in your bag, Blake?
They weren't in my bag.
Uh-oh. Okay. I don't know what else you could use. Do you have a sister or a mom that has hair ties? Maybe you can ask and see if they have some extra hair ties you could use. All right, I'm gonna go to the beginning. We're gonna wait for Blake to get back and then we will start our lesson today.
We don't have any more of them.
Okay, you might just have to watch me today because unfortunately it's really important to have rubber bands or something stretchy like that. But again, this lesson will be uploaded on YouTube, Blake, so if you go out and get rubber bands or find some, you can always do this. Make this catapult another day. It's fairly easy, okay? All right, I'm gonna start. So today we are building a catapult, but in order to understand the science and design of our catapult, we have to understand the difference between potential and kinetic energy, okay? And to illustrate that, I have a roller coaster, which is a really popular example of potential and kinetic energy, and a catapult, which we will be seeing later today. Okay. So what is potential energy? Do you guys have any ideas of what potential energy might be? Have you guys heard of it before? So potential energy is stored energy that hasn't been used yet, okay? So it's potential. It's not really there, but it's kind of there. I'm moving. So like a rubber band that's being pulled back, or a roller coaster car at the top of the first hill, those objects have potential energy. It means they could move and they could fall or they could snap and they could be in motion, but for right now they're not. They're just ready to. Yeah, so generally the higher an object is, the more potential energy they have. So I have a little picture here for you. So this car at the top of the hill, it's not really moving yet or falling, has potential energy. Okay. Stored energy that isn't being used quite yet. Okay. Now we have what is kinetic energy. So kinetic means movement. So kinetic energy is the energy of an object in motion. So when you drop something, that has kinetic energy while it's moving. If you take a rubber band and you shoot it and it goes across the room, that's kinetic energy when it's moving. If you're in a roller coaster and you go down that hill and you're going through the roller coaster, that's kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is energy in motion. Okay, so you got to be moving. So I have this little picture right here for you. It's a skier. He's at the top of the hill. What's this called? When he's sitting at the top of the hill, not falling yet. Starts with a P, we just talked about it.
Potential.
Potential energy. And then he goes down the hill on his skis and he has what?
Kinetic.
Kinetic energy. And then at the very bottom right here, all of his energy is used and spent and he's just resting. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna make our catapult. I already showed you all of the supplies. This is what our finished product is going to look like. The version I make is gonna be a little bit smaller than this, but still very reminiscent. So I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, if you guys can go ahead and pin my video so that I am the biggest square on your screen so that you can see how I make this, okay? So this is the finished product. I've already made one today. We're gonna make one just like this, okay? So we start with our sticks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by combining them and wrapping some rubber bands around them to bind them together. Like that. And I'm going to do that on all ends. And now I have a triangle. From here, I'm going to pull these two ends apart and stick one of my other sticks in there like this, so that I have 3 on one end. I'm going to tilt my screen down a little bit, like that. And I do that to each corner. So I pull them apart, stick it through. Okay, 1 second. So it's like this. I have 2, see? 1 on this corner and 1 on this corner. And then I'm going to put 1 on the very last corner. Like that. Now, they all combine at the top of my pyramid, and I bind them together up here. Oh. This part is tricky. There we go. See? And now I have a pyramid like this. So let's count. We're going to do some geometry real quick. So this is a triangular pyramid, which means the base is a triangle and it comes together at a point above. It's one of the strongest structures in the world. It's almost impossible to tip over. And it has 6 sticks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's connected at 4 points. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I used 4 rubber bands and 6 sticks to make this pyramid, okay? Now we're gonna go to the fun part, the part that makes it a catapult. So I'm going to use my little plastic cup. I'm going to punch 3 holes in it. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And they're not perfectly lined up like that. Okay. Next, I'm going to take my 3 rubber bands. These are a little bit thicker, and I'm going to cut them like so. Now I'm going to tie all 3 pieces of all 3 of those rubber bands into my cup. So I loop them through the hole, and then I tie them in a double knot. Like so. I'm going to do that to all 3 holes. This last one is tricky. All right. So now I have my cup with all of my elastics on it. And I'm going to take my pyramid and I'm going to pick any side and I'm going to start tying my elastic pieces to where they join together. So I'm going to start with the top and I just tie it around. Oh no, it broke. Okay, well, it's going to be extra. I might have to start that one over. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to go back a step real quick. There we go. So I've tied it around the top. And now I'm going to tie the other ends to the other corners. Okay, so now it's tied to two corners. Then I'm going to stretch it across and tie it to the third one. And there you have it. There's your catapult. So all you have to do then is just set it down on a surface. Like so. Put your ammo inside of it and then launch it. There it is. It hit my computer screen. I don't know if you saw it. Okay. But there you go. There's your catapult. Okay. But that's really fun. And again, when we pull back on our catapult, it has potential energy. When we release it and launch our object, it has kinetic energy. Okay. All right, so that, let's see, what does chat say? All right, so that's all I have for you today, okay? I'm going to upload this onto YouTube right after so that you can make this by yourself again when you have the supplies. It's fairly easy. Yeah?
Thank you.
Substitute things. What was that?
Thank you for
You're very
uploading.
welcome.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.